There's just so many photographs. Happy birthday, doggo. Piggy boxers. It's like you're the master of your destiny, and a lot of times you would end up dead. Retromantic here. We are coming to you from another abandoned location. This is a house that John found. This is John from John Spike Explores, and we do have permission to be in this house today.
Yeah, so just ignore the signs and stuff. I know the owner, and he gave me permission to be here because he has no plan to do anything with the property or anything. And from what I gather is it was an inheritance to him. I guess nobody else in the family wanted the house, and he inherited the house, and he don't really want it, but you know, so it's just gonna sit here and rot.
Something kind of unusual about this location, the power is still on.
Yeah, and I don't know why he didn't say anything about that.
So you can see as we walk through, there's ceiling fans going, and there was one light on that I saw, so that's definitely odd. There are a lot of contents left behind. So we are going to take our time with this house, going through, getting a lot of footage and getting some photos as well, since we don't really feel rushed here.
Yeah, we're good here, so.
We think the house may be from the 1940s.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's around the early 40s is when it was built.
Alright, well, we're going to go around and explore now and see what we can find. So, you ready?
I'm ready, just don't fall through the hole.
Yeah, there's holes in the floor, so
yeah.
We'll be careful. Let's go.
All right.
My porch.
There's a bowling ball to go with the pins and the abandoned school video.
Get my stuff ready.
We are now entering the pink room. I don't know how well that's coming through the camera, but this room is very pink, like Pepto-Bismol pink. Even the fireplace bricks are painted pink. So as you can see, there's lots of contents left behind.
Guys, I'm starting here in the living room. I'm letting Ellen start in the pink room. Got maybe 2 different styles of video. As I mentioned, go check her channel out. She's gonna have different
Somebody was a crafter. You can see here there's a lot of crafting materials left behind.
style stuff. Oh, man, it's running here.
Oh, somebody's little doggy. Jacob, you watching? There's just some notes and things about old craft projects, it looks like.
Old fireplace, guys. Old wood-burning fireplace.
Yeah, check out this wood-burning fireplace. Look at that anchor on there. I have not seen one quite like that before. That's unique.
Got nature, and nature is coming through on that outside.
A lot of books left behind. We had a reader here. It's kind of interesting, that storage up there. Haven't seen one like that before, above the closet. Here's a recipe for Swedish pancakes if anyone is interested. Look at all that old paperwork there. Banking information and discs. I always thought this kind of thing is so sad. Photos left behind. Okay, so I'm still stuck in the pink room, and John has probably been through like the whole house by now, because I'm really slow. So let me finish up here and move on. Of course, the voice you'll hear in the background is John going around and doing his own thing, and we will have 2 different perspectives of this Explorer. You can check out his on his channel and mine obviously on the Retromantic. Here's a Nintendo 64 controller, some different games and things. Mortal Kombat, that was one of my favorites. We got Dukes of Hazzard here, that's for PlayStation. Some computer games as well. Old piece of exercise equipment, a treadmill left behind. More photos, you guys. This place is just full of memories. All this, just a whole book here. Flower curtain still up there. Of course, on the other side, it's fallen down. Pokemon. So this is a blue room. This room is painted all blue. Even the ceiling, same for in here, the ceiling was a lighter shade of pink, but it was pink as well. Not going to go too far into here because the floor does have some holes in it in several areas. I really hope someone wasn't keeping their dog in that. That looks kind of scary, yeah.
What is that?
It's got a dog dish in it, but the cage looks frightening. So this is the main room as you come in. I guess it was a living room. There's a lot of garbage in here. Oh, here's something.
I have now entered the pink room. I'm assuming the pink room.
Who remembers the Page Master? Macaulay Culkin was a cartoon character in this. It's like a early 90s movie maybe, or mid 90s. There's a coloring book here. You missed out. You gotta watch it at once.
Yeah, I never heard of that. I watched the last one. I never heard of that.
Yeah, there's just so much sewing stuff and crafting patterns and things. Oh, there's a Polaroid camera over here.
Oh, really? I missed that.
But it's like 80s, or even 90s. That one's not an old one, not a very old one. Stereo system left here, speakers up top.
Controller.
Here, the vines are making their way in over here. Wood burning fireplace. So the outdoor swing has made its way inside. Unless they were using that to sit on while they watch TV, which might be kind of fun. If I had to make a guess, I would think this house was abandoned in the 90s. I do see a fair amount of evidence of things from the 90s in here, as well as a lot earlier. There's just so many photographs. My mom always used to use these to store stuff in as well. These are strawberry baskets. Look at this picture. It's just kind of sad that somebody doesn't have that framed somewhere. Here's some Polaroids and some negatives. Walmart 1 hour photo lab. That's a really old picture. More dogs. We had a dog lover here.
I'm not in a hoarder up there.
Could have been.
Small hoarder anyway.
So, a dinosaur. 21 playful prehistoric beasts to follow you home. Here's another photo. Framed photo, looks like a girl in a marching band uniform. There's a pile of greeting cards here. People tend to save these. That one definitely has a retro 60s look. That card there. Darling, I love your eyes. I love your hair. I love your ears. I love your lips. Aha, so that was a part of the highbrow silly sentiments pack. So here's another room, kind of a center room here. I don't know if it was maybe a dining room at one point. It also has a wood stove. Somebody lost their butterfly wings. As I look on the floor, I notice there's just tons and tons and hundreds of the little tabs on the top of your canned drinks. Cookbooks and craft books galore. So they had put kind of a drop ceiling on here. Not really much of a drop, but they covered up that lath and plaster underneath part there, the wood. And yes, the electricity is on. It's so odd. This one light on this fan is still on, and I neglected to show it in here, but this room we were just in has a working ceiling fan. Definitely not common in your abandoned houses. There's wood still here that never got burned. We were talking about this in my last abandoned video I uploaded. The cottage in the clearing had the hole in the wall for the wood stove, the wood cook stove. This is not a cook stove, but of course, in the other house, the wood cook stove was gone. Now here, in this location, they're all still present. Got your Halloween friend here. Easter bunnies. And there's SpongeBob in the bottom there. Some old children's books, little golden books. Big Enough Helper. Now I actually remember my mom reading that book to me when I was a child. And I think that my daughter has a copy now as well. And then there's a Sesame Street one. Petunia, some Dr. Seuss stuff. Look at that, that's kind of cool. Icy, old Icy ad. Student Concerto. This is a 1968 owner's manual to a Camaro, Chevelle, and a Chevy 2. I see something awesome here, at least to me. Choose your own adventure. These books are so cool. Did you ever read one? They've been around since like the 70s.
I'm not much a reader.
Well, this was like you start the adventure and you're reading it, and then you get to a page and it says, if you choose to fight the ninja, go to page 7. If you choose to run and hide, go to page 10.
No.
So it was like...
Kind of like a scavenger.
Well, but it's like you're the master of your destiny. And a lot of times you would end up dead. Oh. So, like, I would read these and I would get really on edge. I'd be like, oh, I gotta make the right choice. Like, let's see.
I wish I was more of a reader when I was younger, but...
Well, these books were actually designed for reluctant readers to try to get them, like, excited about reading, you know?
Yeah.
They had pictures and stuff.
Yeah. It's a shame that people just let books like this go to waste and not give them to somebody.
Check out that one. It's a fight. I have a bunch of these at home, so I got overly excited about this. But see, you can see the different choices there. If you decide to go to Singapore, turn to page 115. If you decide to go to Macau, turn to page 118. Yeah, I'm a nerd.
I don't know. I actually have this card. What I'm holding right now. So their son is probably our age.
So I found this little copper, I guess, or tin postcard. Coyote. I'm going to read it. Hi, we're in Perryton, Texas. We're going to try to beat this home. Oh, they were erasing the postcard. Have lots of fun. Party hardy. Say hi to Pookie and Violet, Oscar, Floyd, Grizzly, Clover, and Smiley. Bye for now. Mom, Dad, and Faye. It doesn't have a date on it, but that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
There's a small kitchen here. The refrigerator is a newer one for sure. It's actually nicer than the refrigerator that I own, or at least it was when it was in use. Of course, now it's just a home for the birds. Mystery liquid. That's frightening. I'm gonna shut that. Mystery meat. Anyone hungry? There's a newer stove there as well.
Like Ellen's in the kitchen.
Yeah, there's mystery meat in the freezer.
Yeah, I know, I've seen that. If you want some broccoli, you can fix that, it's in there.
Yes, I saw that too. There is an old mixer down here. Check that out. That's definitely retro. Can't get right at it, but that's pretty neat. There's a colander. Hi, Mom. So out here amongst all the gardening materials, in the corner right there is a transmission. Fun fact for the viewers, I very briefly worked in a transmission shop. So there's your Retromantic factoid for the day. There's a ladder going up right there. It's interesting, not sure why that's there. This fixture is kind of interesting here. That's definitely old. Haven't seen one quite like it, but you'll notice that it's got the newer, it's got an LED bulb in there, a newer one. I wonder what these big barrels are.
Yeah, I don't know, I've seen that.
Well, over here, it looks like the waistbands, like to underwear. It says Calvin Klein, and there's a big like reel of it. Did you see this? See, look in here. Doesn't that look like the waist thing for underwear? The elastic?
It is. It's Calvin Klein. They must have done. They must have worked for a company that done that.
It's definitely a unique find.
Yeah, to say the least, right? I didn't even look in it. I just came in here. High end too, Calvin Klein. That's some high end stuff there. I can't afford them.
Well, that's maybe what's in the barrels. That's better than, I guess, some crazy chemical or something. Somebody left their Coleman lantern here.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's got blurry. It's got blurry a couple times.
Okay.
Really
How many times can I crash into a shovel? And this room is green. Each room seems like it has kind of a color theme, and even the ceiling is painted that way. It kind of looks off-white in the film, but it's actually like a sea green. Somebody really went to town with the paint colors here.
Definitely colorful, that's for sure.
So John found a paper here, Thursday, April 9th, 1993. One of the headlines is, Clinton to submit first full budget. Baby on the way for Marla Maples and the Donald.
It's funny looking back.
Oh, if we only knew. The future with the Donald.
The dots.
A bank of televisions and VCRs has been set up at the Los Angeles Police Department to monitor coverage in the event of civil unrest after a verdict is announced in the Rodney King beating trial.
Oh gosh, that is right. That is.
Wow. Look at those old TVs. TVs and VCRs, folks.
That's crazy.
Here's the bathroom.
I don't know how you got in there much because it felt soft, but be careful if you do.
Still has old retro curtains up.
This is a creepy looking picture of the backyard.
I got that too.
That was just, I don't know, the way they look, you know.
Ah, the ground is unstable. So here are a bunch of 8 tracks. They're mostly gospel, I think. John said. And some country. Yeah, they're pretty far gone, obviously weathered from being out here. So this is where they worked on cars? Because you could lift that transmission up with these things.
The engine and stuff like that. There was engines in here and stuff like that, and hoods, front ends and all that.
Either that or they had some torture stuff going on.
Yeah, let's hope that's not what it is, right?
Old clothesline.
I did do a...
This is pretty much a staple with older houses. They always had that clothesline out back before they used dryers. There's a light still on. Kind of makes you wonder what's going on here after dark. So, John discovered a shed or something over here. So we're gonna check that out before we exit the property. Isn't this a chicken coop? What? There's something in there?
Yeah.
Oh, there's chickens in there. Who's keeping chickens here? What are you guys doing here?
Definitely not a up-to-date chicken coop area though.
Yeah, it's trashed.
I'm thinking that's what the round thing is in the house.
Oh,
You know?
hope so. It's an old rich food crate. Did not expect that.
I didn't either.
Some kind of cart with bike wheels on it. Why do these little twigs have foil on them? There's one on the tree branch too. Why? Why?
Maybe to keep birds away? Kind of like a scarecrow thing?
I thought shiny objects attracted birds. I don't know.
You give us something to think of.
Does anyone know why there's Reynolds wrap or foil, whatever it is, on the twigs out back? So we are done with that explore. It was quite interesting. A lot of contents left behind. I got a ton of footage a ton of photographs, just some very interesting things left behind. Kind of sad to see the photos.
Yeah, you would think they would want to take the photos back there.
Yeah, sometimes there's no one left to take them, sadly.
Yeah.
What did you think of this explore?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the dated stuff and just the old like 8 tracks and just everything that was old school. I like that.
We found some old newspapers and we got some dates and things like that. I enjoyed it. I think we're going to put together some good videos for you all. We'll probably upload ours within a few days of each other, if not the same day. So please subscribe to John Spike Explores if you have not done so already, and ring the notification bell so you know when his next super cool videos are coming your way. Same thing for me. Please subscribe and ring the bell for the Retromantic. I think we're out of here.
Yeah.
So we will see you next time. I think it's fake. If it was real, it'd be more rotted than that, right? Because
Yeah,
it's got a little face.
I would think so. So, keep it steady.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's fake, but what is it though?
It's Mr. Mousy. So I made a discovery of something that kids had when they were young. I know that I had one, so we're gonna see if it still works. Do you know what these are?
Mm-mm.
Alright.
I don't know.
Oh, it's not working!
Whoops!
Gag reel! So since we have a lot of time here, we're gonna do a little bit of bonus footage using some ghost hunting items. I have a K2 meter, and he has an app on his phone, and I have a recorder as well. We do know the people that used to live here are deceased, so maybe we'll see if they're still hanging around.
This one little. I'm not very disorganized.
Just pretty cool now. You don't keep you out too mad, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, my K2 meter's going off like crazy in this spot.
Oh, is it?
Now it stopped.
Such a thing, but
That thing's creepy. Well, I'm over here checking if we got any haunted underwear elastic. Man, the ghosts are never gonna come for us because we're like too silly. Calvin Klein's still alive, right? We can't summon him here.
I don't know, is he?
I think so. I just like good old-fashioned K2 meter.
You don't like that creepy stuff, is
Oh. Is someone with us in this room? Maybe these were your eyeglasses.
I need a picture of that.
It's lighting up a little bit here. Ask it something.
Do you want to talk to us? If so, move the Is it
We're bad at this.
Yeah, we are beginners at this, so
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
He doesn't like you.
Can you communicate with us? If so, move it to red.
It was moving when you weren't paying attention.
That's kind of how spirits are. That's kind of.
It doesn't like you. Go away.
I know. They told me to go home, so.
I have a little recorder as well. It's looks like a flash drive, and it essentially is a flash drive, but it also records. And it can pick up sounds and voices that we can't hear, and you can plug it in to your computer and bring up the files, the sound files. Okay, everybody, so it's pretty apparent that I was having a hard time with the whole paranormal ghost hunting experience. For me personally, it was daylight, I wasn't getting a creepy vibe, I kept goofing off with John, I'm a beginner, I'm a skeptic, need I go on? That whole thing just really didn't get any results that I felt were that important. Even though we did get the K2 meter lighting up a bit, I just felt like it wasn't much to report on. That is, until I got home and began to review the audio recording. Now, I showed you in the video footage earlier the little blue device that I was going to use that day for recording. I reviewed 25 minutes of audio. I had my doubts, but it picked up several things. Now, we debunked a few of them. You know, one thing ended up being me, several others could be explained away, and I actually have included sounds today that also could have a possible explanation. There's some whispers, a possible stomach growl that's masquerading as what kind of sounds like a demon growl. I appear to be having a conversation with a voice that is not John's. I keep asking what, and we hear another little voice in there. Just things like that just kind of are iffy. But let me tell you folks, I got to the end of the recording and I heard a very distinct scream. It's a male voice, it's not John, and in the recording I just keep on talking right after it as if nothing happened, because obviously neither John or I could hear this scream. It sounds freaky enough, just played right off the audio, but then we slowed it down so that we could make it out better and just have some other versions of that. So I slowed down the tempo on it. Now, what you're gonna hear is the other sounds we heard right off the audio, and then there's a slowed down version, and then at the end I've got several versions of the scream for you to give your take on. Now, you may be a skeptic like me and you may have some explanation for it, or you may believe that maybe it is something paranormal. You can let me know down in the comments. Let me know anything you want to about the Explore today. And head on over to John Spike Explores channel, because he's going to have some things up on his channel about this paranormal experience as well. He'll give his take on it, so check that out later on. Let's listen to the audio.
Underprivileged, I ain't have many books. I ain't have many books. It seems that way anyway.
What? What?
It seems that way anyway.
What? I heard something too for a second. I heard something too.
Okay, this one's right here kind of handy.
What is it? Oh, a dolly thing? Or...
Did you see these shoes? Brand new.
Oh, a dolly thing? Or...
See these shoes? You want light or not?
For this?
Yeah. You want light or not?
For this?
Yeah.
Did you see the wood burning thingy in that room has an anchor on the front of it? Do you see the woods? I just fell on the ground. We were walking to the car. I made it all the way through both explorers without falling. And then guess what?
She fell!
I fell straight down and then I laid on my back on the side of this path here. And John was all concerned. I'm like, no, this is normal.
Trying to catch her, but I couldn't catch her.
It's normal.
Yeah.